Big Things Coming is proudly brought to you by Dazzle Home Loans. Darren's 15 years experience in finance will remove the worry when buying your new home.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to first episode of Season 2. Woo. Let's see if I can get the right button here. Hang on. I got a button for this now.
Give a round of applause to yourselves.
Jordan, Mel, how are you guys?
Oh, so excited to be here.
Yeah,
I feel
so
season
much has
2.
been happening, eh?
I know.
So, we got our own space.
We got our own space.
We got our own
dudes.
podcasting gear thanks to Dazzle Home Loans.
Dazzle,
Thanks,
big
Dazzle.
Dazzle, the
New
legend.
sponsor. What have you guys been up to?
I feel terrible. It's the season to be sick,
shit.
but I'm coming off of it.
Get
So
down
I'm
with the
okay.
sickness.
It's just great timing to be a day of recording. So here we are. Lovely to be here. Belgravia, a new single coming out on my birthday.
Oh, yay.
What
August 13th.
I'm so excited for
Awesome,
that.
That's
dude.
right. We're doing a gig that weekend. So come down to that one and celebrate with me.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And that's about it till the EP.
And yeah, you've got an EP launch coming out as well.
Down the road, but EP's dropping September 3rd.
So
happening.
exciting, dude.
Evergreen, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. Pretty
Mel,
sick.
what's new?
I have finished the vocals for the album.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's going to come in handy.
Yeah, it is.
I am so excited. So we're in that process now of just fine-tuning everything. And we're sort of like in post-production. Steph and I are kind of really buried in that at the moment.
So it's like you've done the hard work now. Now you get to play with it.
Yeah,
like
but I kind of feel like this is the next phase of hard work, though. I feel like
The nitty-gritty.
recording vocals is easy. You
Yeah.
know, like it's a.
Well,
it's-
is it? I don't know. Man. Like,
Well, I
wouldn't know.
mean, like it's not.
In comparison to the mix.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that's where we're at, and we couldn't be more stoked with what has come out of it.
Congrats to both of
Thank
you
you.
guys. It's so good. Big
Yes.
things coming, eh?
A huge thing's coming.
All right, guys.
Hell yeah.
Our first guest of season 2 is a very good friend of mine. We go back to the days of playing in a cover band together. We were in a cover band with Adam Healy from Niall Ridgeway.
Oh, Adam.
There was Luke Scatter from Lakesider on drums and a few other guys as well. His name is Niall.
Hey, welcome, Niall.
Welcome in, Niall.
Thanks for having me. You're going to do that every time.
I'm going to wear that button out soon.
What's up, bro?
So good to have you here today, buddy.
you.
Thank you for joining us.
In our new digs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we are, still experiencing the new get up. You know, as you can see, it's much different to the hen house.
It's going
Yes.
to take some getting used to.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're so
So-
far away.
I know. And you've got the lollies.
I have,
That's
but you've got them.
Niall
Got
and
all
I
them
have
stashed,
lollies
yeah.
here. Yeah.
That's
So
right.
what's going on, dude? Like, you recently moved back from Karratha, yeah?
Yeah, so a few years ago, I moved to Karratha in 2020, and I was working a lot up there doing bands. I think by the time I left, I was in 8 bands.
Interesting time to move
Wow.
up to Karratha in 2020, like with COVID.
Right.
and-
It wasn't really our choice. It was my wife
Okay.
for work.
Yeah.
So we got asked to move up there. So, company housing, all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So we didn't have to
nice.
worry about any of that. But the music scene actually in Karratha is really good. Not for originals so much because there's no venues.
Yeah.
And not being that many people, it's hard to actually find
Yep.
people you click with to write. I did
Yeah.
manage to find someone, Ben that Jordy knows as well. He runs a recording studio in Karratha. Excuse me. We just started hanging out because he was going to be the guitarist in one of the cover bands. And then one day the singer couldn't turn up, the drummer wasn't bothered, it was just me and him. So we just thought screw it, let's just try and come up with the filthiest bass tone we can.
I remember this.
Yeah.
You sent it to me and I was blown away. I was like, man, this is something raw and different, but so engaging as well. Like I couldn't help but listen to it. Like it was all distorted and muddy and good.
So we'd both been doing like heavy music for ages, but we were sick of the
Just come a bit closer to the mic,
sure.
dude. Yeah, nice and intimate.
You know, like the sort of wanky metal where you're just showing off like how fast you can play or how technical, how many time signature changes you can do. And we just wanted to write something a bit more, not poppy, but a bit more straightforward.
Yeah.
Something catchy, something hooky.
Yeah.
And Ben's really good at that. And we just started, I just said like, I've got this bass line, let's just record that. And then he programmed some drums and did some vocals, and we ended up doing like an EP-ish.
Yeah.
We just haven't released it properly yet. So just before I left, like the day before I left Karratha, I re-recorded all the bass.
Oh, wow,
I think
okay.
for the third time, because something happened to the original session where it all just went off his computer or something. So
Where is it, man? It's gone.
Yeah, it's just gone.
It's just gone.
I think he had moved his studio somewhere else in the house,
Yeah.
and something happened to the hard drive. So he's
Computer
like, no, you
says
got to come
no.
around. And,
Yeah.
you got to record it all again. And I'm
Classic.
like, all right, I'm packing up. Luckily, I was living across the street from him at the time, so that made things easy.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll release that soon. It's just obviously he's working at his studio, so he's got other stuff that he needs to take care of first. So Swamp Salad is that band.
Oh, nice.
Salad.
Yep, just wanted something gross sounding, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got the visuals.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Ultimate Swamp.
And then, moved back to Perth in February of this year, and just have joined a few bands, a couple of cover bands, just to get out there and play, earn some money. I've got you have Hayley on
Haley,
next week or something?
yeah. We've got Haley joining us in the near future for an episode. I'm not going to disclose when or where because, each episode is a surprise, but yeah, we can't wait to get Haley on. Yeah, she's awesome.
So Hayley's been around, I think maybe 5 years. She's been doing gigs around Perth.
Yeah, and she's all over Triple J. And
What's her full name?
Hayley Mengel.
That's right.
Haley
Yeah, she's got a really
Yeah.
unique sound.
Mangle.
Eh?
Haley
Yeah.
Mangle, check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
we were just listening to you and Haley's
Yep.
originals just before, and there was no other way for me to describe it. It's very indie, isn't it? It's like how would you describe it? Like
folk,
acoustic,
indie.
yeah.
So
and I can't help but think, like I said to Mel, it should be on like a Kill Bill movie or Quentin Tarantino or something.
It's got that vibe.
And it's cool. Like I was saying, if it makes me think of something where it should be or where it belongs, then it's got a niche and it's got a market.
definitely.
Like it's great. It's easy listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because when we had started, we were going to do like try and play weddings, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's handy. She lives like 5 minutes from me.
Yeah.
And I live really far away from Perth, so it's nice to have someone that I don't have to drive an hour to get to.
Feels.
Drive an hour and a half for a gig. Get paid $50.
That's my life, man.
Loading $5,000 worth of gear into your car. Yeah.
And then we were just running through some songs, and she said, "I've got some originals, and I'm looking for a guitarist because she's not much of a guitarist. She can play some chords and stuff, but she wanted someone who sort of knows what they're doing a bit more."
Yeah. And you're a music teacher, right? So you've got the best of the best right there, the creme de la creme. It's like you got a music teacher in your band, you're sweet. What harmony is this? Oh, it's easy. It's this. What note's this? Oh, it's this. Don't worry, I got you. Yeah.
Really cool.
So we've done 2 gigs so far. We supported Noasis.
Noasis.
I think in April,
Yeah.
at the Rosemount. That was really fun.
Yeah.
And trying to put together a full band to do gigs and
And how's
get
that
out there.
going? Like you're kind of in a recruitment stage at the moment, getting a full band together.
I think I've got everyone except the bass player.
So
put in
any
your
bass
shout out.
players,
Shout
any
out for
bass
all
players
bass
in
players.
Perth who are interested in joining an original band, because I'd like to share some of your music on here as well. Is it ready for sharing? Is it on Spotify?
So her stuff is on Spotify.
Yeah.
We haven't recorded any full band stuff because we haven't
Right.
Got a full
organised
band.
that yet.
but yeah, so the stuff that you send me, that's the duo side of it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the aim is to play it either as a duo or
Yeah.
as a full band or maybe a trio. Just
Yeah.
whatever the
You can
gig
be
needs kind of
adaptable
thing.
though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're sort of going
That'd
for.
be awesome.
So the stuff that I recorded is just to sort of show off what it would be like
Yeah.
as an acoustic duo
Yeah.
sort of setup.
Yeah.
but
And
we
it sounds really good. Like I say, it's not just a demo, it is great quality too. So
Thank you.
yeah, I think you really thrive with what you guys are doing. It's nice to listen to. But see, for those at home, you actually might remember this guy from a band called Jackson Coke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With Carl.
Yeah, Niall was the amazing bass player in Jackson Coke, man. Yeah. Like, how was that experience for you?
Jackson Kirk was really fun, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, that was. Obviously, we had some issues towards the end, which is why we sort of. I think we were going to break up anyway, just before I moved. But yeah, we went for 5 years, 6 years, I think.
Yeah.
And we were about to release an EP, and then that's where it all just kind of fell apart.
It's kind of like, I feel like when you're in a band, it's like being in a marriage or a relationship, except with a few others.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like
So
the chemistry.
are you the one that snores in the relationship? Or like,
You'll be one on the couch. in a minute.
Jordy, guilty, bro. Me too. Cassie's shaking her head right now. Like, yeah.
But it's true though, like the chemistry has to be right in the band, right? Like
100%.
any other relationship, and the vibe, and you guys have to like just get along, and sometimes you don't, and sometimes it is the end of the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been through that quite a few times where there's two members that just can't get along for whatever reason, whether it's artistic differences or
One's
they
just
just
an
hate
asshole.
each other. Yeah. So
Or someone's just an asshole.
Yep.
it's
That's
usually
me,
that.
by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say this is like being in a marriage. These guys.
The new Three's Company. But I feel you, man. I'm pretty sure we've spoke about Jackson Coke on the show before.
Pretty sure, yeah.
It might have been someone's episode.
I'm
Jacob
trying
Kenny
to-
tried out for us at some point,
Might
so it
have
could have been
been.
him.
Who's that?
Yes.
Jacob
Yeah,
Kenny.
Jacob Kenny.
Yeah, because
So
it
my
was
first rehearsal with them, like when I was auditioning, he was auditioning as well.
Right.
So that's how me and Jacob met.
and,
Okay.
Like,
And then we did gigs together
Carl
with Legacy
actually
Live.
started Perth Rocks, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were going to headline the first one, but Carl thought it's a bit selfish
On the nose
to,
sort of thing?
if to put yourself on
Oh,
the headline.
really?
So I think, was it Ragdoll or something? I think they might have been the headliner.
At the Civic.
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. So I think we went on fourth last or something like
yeah,
that.
that was a wicked night. I remember because I just got back from the States and just went down, and it was like you guys and Amber Down. No, sorry, Hail Mary.
Yep.
And there was just some crazy good bands.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ragdoll definitely.
I'm getting a memory of Adam Healy speaking about it at Jackson
Yeah.
Coke when they first started out.
Yeah.
That might, anyway,
Ping, ping.
you're totally right though. When in terms of bands needing to be able to
Intertwine.
intertwine, or it just doesn't.
Yeah.
So when you're in a band, guys, right now, and you guys
Just behave.
you hate each other. Think about it. It could be much worse.
Just have a cuddle.
That's right.
And
Could be
talk
going
about it. I've been in so many bands where you find out that two members have hated each other for years, and they just don't do anything about it. They just show up to rehearsal and they don't speak.
Well,
I
no one
just
says
can't
anything to
imagine
anyone.
it. I
Yeah.
just,
Look at Oasis.
yeah, but
I think that's the
Yeah.
perfect
I
example.
think that's their whole gimmick. Though.
But the thing
exactly.
is that like they were a big band, obviously,
obviously
and so they're
huge.
there for that reason, whatnot. But like I think if you're in a smaller sort of vibe, smaller community and a smaller city, you got to get along with your bandmates.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
trapped in a car for 6 hours or something.
No shit,
100%.
yeah.
And even like rehearsal rooms, you go to rehearsal for 3, maybe 5 hours, if not more,
Mm-hmm.
and you're stuck in that room with that person. I know for one, it can become toxic.
It does very, very
toxic
quickly.
as fuck.
Yeah,
man. Like,
yeah. I've been in that situation where, and I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but
Nah,
I
do
definitely
it.
have been
Name
in
and
the,
shame
I
it. Do
will
it, do
not,
it.
where the drummer has cracked it at people and flung sticks and stuff. And I was just like, dude, you just go and take a break and get the fuck out of my band.
plausible deniability. It slipped out of my hand.
Oh,
yeah.
no, it's aimed right at your head.
100% on that note, when just speak up, let your feelings flow, because then you might just wake up one day
Yeah.
and some guy's like, I'm done, and you're like, where did that come from?
Literally.
This
Yeah,
could have been
literally.
resolved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I've had band members like in the middle of a song just go, no, fuck you guys, and walk out.
Screw you guys, I'm going here.
Exactly, yeah. And you're just standing there. I'm like, should we keep going? Or can we finish the song at least?
solo.
Yeah.
Where's Dave? Where's Dave?
Fuck you, Dave.
Fuck you, Dave.
But on another note, you said you're a music teacher.
Yes. Mm.
How's that going? Like, tell us a bit of the background there. What have you been doing? How long have you been doing it for?
I don't know now. I think about maybe 10 years ago, I started teaching through, I don't know if they're still around, but they're called Primary Music Institute. And it's like, if you guys have heard of IMS, music lessons at schools,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I did them in high school. Like I had trombone and double bass lessons.
Yeah.
And then, I found this company. I don't even remember applying for the job. I just got an email one day saying like, we want you to come in for an interview. I was like, okay, great.
Now I work here.
Yeah. So I'd go around to different primary schools and teach guitar and piano. And then started working at Mammoth Music, which is not around anymore. Teddy, unfortunately, had to sell up. I think it's called Kalino Music now, which is one of the teachers I used to work with, Percy, I think, Kalino. So he bought it. He's running a music school there. But I taught at Mammoth Music for 5 or 6 years. I taught at Sound Centre, actually.
I was going to say,
Okay.
you were
there
at
with
Sound
Daniel.
Centre when I first met you, eh?
Yeah.
Like,
So
I
Daniel
used to be a
from-
music teacher too.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I
it was
loved,
really
loved
fun.
it.
Daniel from Amberdown worked there as well, so we'd have a chat every now and then after work.
Yeah.
I actually tried out for Amberdown.
Did you?
Just before I joined,
Wow.
the week before I joined Jackson Coke, I tried out. Just wasn't the right fit.
Wasn't
Dude,
it?
Yeah,
can
obviously,
you
'cause I'm not
imagine
in the
like,
band.
if he went down the Amdown path instead of
You got
Jackson
down with
Coke?
Amber down.
Yeah, like just, the sliding doors, like, the alternate universe, blah, blah. Imagine if that actually worked out.
You're going to be crazy. Could have been crazy.
Where's that crickets button?
So worked at those music schools for a bit, and then I was having a hard time finding work, and my wife had just finished her uni degree, and she was working full time. So she suggested, why don't you go back to uni and do something? And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I ended up doing a teaching degree, so like teaching music through Whopper.
Yeah.
And then just started working.
Yeah.
Started working at a high school teaching music, and then I had to quit that because we moved to Karratha.
Right.
Did a bunch of relief work, ran my own music school up there, just teaching privately.
Yeah.
And then came back here, and so now I've just got a job at Warnborough Primary School. I'm the
Okay.
music teacher there.
Nice.
Work, yeah.
And then there's a place called Guitar Works on Beaufort Street, so I teach there.
So
as well.
cool.
I've got to ask on the teaching front, as a music teacher, do you teach a variety of stuff like theory to vocals to guitars to piano, or do you specifically have a set instrument that you teach?
It really depends. Like the classroom stuff tends to be pretty general, and because at the moment, like primary school, obviously these kids are ranging from like 5 years old to 11, I guess.
So they all get a recorder, right? Like,
I'm
Those
not
things
letting
should
them
be
play recorder.
fucking. They need to be obliterated
There's a
from
pile
this
of
planet.
recorders in my room, and I'm just not touching them.
I feel like I have internal rage
dude, like
about recorders.
All I can think of is Ralph on The Simpsons with a recorder up his nose.
No, there's a bunch of ukuleles in the room. So
Yeah,
I'm getting
see,
them to
it's
do that.
way better.
But yeah, with kids, I generally just start them off on like percussion.
Percussion
like
stuff,
percussion.
right? Yeah.
They want to bash stuff.
They sure
just
do.
whack, whack, whack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with private lessons, it's basically up to the student. So I mainly teach guitar and bass, but in Karratha I did do drums, bit of keyboard. I did a little bit of vocals, the tiny amount that I do know that I can help kids out with. But yeah, mainly guitar and bass. And it's just, whatever the student wants to know. If they want to learn theory, we'll do theory. If they want to do a bit of jaz, we'll do jazz as much as I don't really like jazz myself, but the theory
Because
behind
you're
it
scared of it, right?
terrifying.
I remember studying like years ago. I was living in Sydney and I studied at the Conservatorium of Music in Sydney.
Right.
And at that time, I wasn't playing an instrument.
Yeah.
So I went into like a theory situation, and it's full on. And every single person in that theory class played an instrument because fuck. So I'm in there as the only vocalist. Like,
Just say you beatbox, bro.
but dude, it was so like difficult because they could play the instruments to put that into practice, and honestly, it was like the best ear training exercise in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I still don't have perfect pitch, but hey,
Because I mean, like you're on a guitar now, you're on piano.
My first instrument was flute,
Oh well, no
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, okay.
and it wasn't rock and roll enough. So
See, like I started off when I was in primary school all those years ago. I was on the recorder, and then I moved up to the next one. I think I went up to a tenor.
we went there.
I don't know. But then clarinet.
Yeah.
So I was on a clarinet. And then after a while, like it wasn't until I was like 15 and I picked up the guitar for the first time. I was like, bro, that's me.
What did you learn at school? Did you play an instrument?
Nothing.
What?
I didn't learn anything at school.
No, did you play an
How to
instrument?
be ridiculously good looking.
Oh my God.
No, I did record it, and that's all. That's
Oh, so you didn't pick up
I hit the wrong button. It was meant to be the drums. We'll get there. Yeah.
I get it. It works in the same way. No, I just did. We had in high school. We had like a rock band class.
Yeah.
And I couldn't play instruments, so I was a singer, and that's
Right.
how I started
Sick.
my first band when I was 15.
Wow.
Called Our Last Hope. Shout out to the boys.
Oh,
We played HQ a couple times. It was sick.
Is
What
HQ
was-
still around?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
I did a show with my band a couple of months back, and there's just mountains of kids, and it
Right.
felt really old, but it was really fun.
Yeah.
They were going in, they were doing like wall of death and stuff, and I was like, oh God, this takes me back. It was cool. They're still going.
I love that.
Oh man.
What was your, what was I going to say, not your first instrument at school, your first band name? Like, were you in like a band at school?
No, so I didn't end up. I like mucked around in sort of band situations in high school, like we would jam and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I actually didn't join my first band until I think the year after high school. I was at uni at ECU
Yeah.
in Mount Lawley. I saw an ad up in the cafeteria, and it just said like bass player wanted for heavy rock band, something like that. I can't remember. We were called In a Moment, which we quickly found out is a crappy name to have because every time you, I guess it wasn't Google back then, every time you Yahoo our name or whatever, you would get that U2 song stuck in a moment.
Oh.
So we kept that name for a little bit, and then we had, again, like the band member clashes. I got a text one night from a singer which just said, I just broke our drummer's nose.
Okay.
And I thought I'd left them at a party and everyone was, pretty
Happy.
chemically inconvenienced.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought he meant like, he tripped and landed. So I
Yeah,
went,
yeah.
ha, yeah, you guys were pretty pissed when I left. And he said, no, seriously, I punched him in the face. We need a new drummer.
Oh, wow.
And we all lived together at the time.
Oh,
so I
my
had to go home
God.
that night. Obviously, the drummer wasn't there because he was in hospital.
Oh,
but the
shit.
next morning, and we tried to patch it up. But the drummer and the singer just kept getting in fights. So the drummer left after we all moved out of that house. We got a new drummer, and then that drummer and the singer kept getting in fights.
So
And
maybe
it's
it was
just
like the singer's issue.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
So you should have just got a new singer.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I stuck with that singer for about 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So
And you didn't get a broken nose out of it?
No.
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 Well, that's good.
We do have this segment now, and it's called What's on Repeat. Right? And so if we were to go onto your Spotify or your iTunes, YouTube, whatever you listen to, what is something that you've got on repeat at the moment? What's your favourite song right now?
I've actually been listening to a lot of Dimmu Borgir lately.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Oh, damn.
Still just into that band.
Yeah, yeah.
They've been around for 35 years or something now.
Yeah. And I remember when, they were known as heavy, and now considered they're like, people are like, no, that's not heavy, bro. But
Yeah.
I still think that's heavy as fuck. They're brutal as hell, man.
I think, going back to what I was saying about the Swamp Salad stuff,
Yeah.
I listen to some modern metal, like, say, Lorna Shore or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And it's loud and it's heavy, but
Yeah.
as soon as the song's over, I can't remember any of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where
yeah.
the newer Dimmu stuff, where people go
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I don't like it because it's too poppy," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, but I know the chorus. I can sing along
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
I can't sing it as well as he can, but
But
it's a song. It
you-
has a structure.
Exactly
it tells a
right.
story,
It's
kind of
something that you can sing along to or whatever, scream to. You can understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
your original stuff with Hayley Mengel, have you guys got any gigs on the horizon coming
Not
up?
at the moment, no.
No, but you're still in the productive mode. You're still writing.
So
rehearsing.
with Hayley, the way it basically works is she does the writing because they're
Yeah.
her songs.
Yeah.
And then I help her bring them to life, sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So she writes like a skeleton of the song.
So she'll write it on guitar, she's got the chords and
Yeah.
obviously the vocal melody, and then I'll sort of say well, let's try it this way on guitar. Instead of doing the chords like this, maybe we can do something. I hate to sound up myself here, but more sophisticated,
Right.
sort of sounding.
Give it some finesse or
Yeah, basically.
Just polish it up.
Yeah, so she's worked in studios before. I can't remember the name of the studio she worked with, but the stuff that's on Spotify, that's how they did it. So she wrote
Okay.
the song, she brought it to them, they added keys,
Yeah.
more guitars, stuff
Yep.
like that.
Yeah.
And so that's what we want to do with the live band situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Awesome.
exciting.
I'm excited for you guys.
And then, the last thing, I've got my solo project I mentioned before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd been working on this stuff for ages, and it was all on a, what do you call it, like a external hard drive.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just crapped out of me one day. So I
gone.
thought I'd lost everything.
Yeah.
Every time I plugged it into the computer, it would just freeze and I couldn't
Computer
get
said
anything off it.
no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Computer said no.
Computer said no.
But I've managed to recover it. So I've got like 8 or 9 EPs of that stuff.
That's
Awesome.
great. Wow.
Like
cool, man.
experimental ambient music.
Love
Yeah.
that.
So it's been fun
I remember
trying
like
to get that going.
ages ago, you and I, we were going to do like an experimental thing where I was just going to send him a riff and then like a random riff, doesn't matter what it is, and he was just going to put like a random instrument to it and play ping pong.
Oh, I love
but
that.
music,
Yeah, that's
and
so
just
much
see
fun.
where it goes. I still want to do that
Yeah.
with the like, add in a glockenspiel or a triangle, like just get the vacuum cleaner. But that's what music is. It's meant to be
I've
fun.
actually taught didgeridoo on a vacuum cleaner.
My little brother can do it too, man.
What?
Like,
My
it's nuts.
Teddy at Mammoth Music said like, I've got a didgeridoo student, and he knew
Yeah.
I played. I'm like, well, I didn't bring it. Like, he's springing this
Yeah.
on me 10 minutes before the lesson.
Dude, I would have loved if you had bought a Digin. That would have been
If there's a vacuum
freaking.
cleaner around, I can try it.
Let's go and get one.
Well, does a dustbuster count? Or-
So you're saying with the long extendo
the
part,
hose-
the hard
yeah.
part,
Yeah.
you can make it
Because
a
the
didgeridoo.
didgeridoo is it's literally just a tube. So
Sure, but how do you do the cyclic breathing thing?
it takes a while to get it going. So my first didgeridoo, I just went to Bunnings, bought some PVC pipe and some beeswax.
Right.
And just like watched a YouTube tutorial.
Yeah.
Made it myself.
Yeah.
And it took me maybe, because I played trombone in high school, like I already had the embouchure, I could do the buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
And it took like a couple of weeks to a month
Yeah.
just to like get the sound going. I realized way later that I'd built it really wrong. So it was actually a really difficult one to play.
Hard mode.
Yeah. But this cycle, what do you call it? Circular breathing.
Circular breathing,
That
sorry,
took
yeah.
me maybe a year to get
Yeah.
down, because circular breathing on its own, you have to learn, and then to do it while playing,
Yeah.
obviously, is its own sort of thing.
So quickly run us through the process of it. Because am I right in saying that you're breathing out while another part of your body's breathing in? That's it,
so
right?
obviously, you can only breathe in or out.
Well,
right?
obviously,
Yeah.
but obviously you
So what you do
you
is
can do both.
Yeah, you breathe in, and then as you're blowing air out, you don't really blow into a didgeridoo, but as you're buzzing and air's coming out, you fill your cheeks up with air,
Right.
And then you squeeze the air out of your cheeks with your cheek muscles while taking a breath in through your nose.
Oh, I would die.
Yeah.
That would be it. Finished.
The way to practice it, if you get a mouthful of water and then slowly like squirt the water out of your mouth while just breathing, and that's all it is. And then it's like a muscle
yeah.
memory thing.
wow.
I'm going to try that as soon as I get home.
If you got any clips of you doing it, we could try and add it, show a little demo.
Of spitting water out.
I'm playing the didge.
I don't. I've got audio I can show you, but not
That's cool.
video. Yeah.
Oh, man.
We'll do it
It'd be
after
so
this
cool.
episode.
Yeah. Just go grab a tube.
Yeah. All right, now spit it out.
Had to
All
be
right.
said.
If Bill Shaw's
Now
watching
the
this,
one button that goes.
yeah. All right, guys. That's all the time we've got.
Thank you for coming in today.
The first
No
episode
worries,
of
thanks for
season
having
2. Niall, thank you so much, dude. And for everyone at home, like when Niall and Hayley do have some gigs coming up, follow them on Facebook.
Yeah.
But yeah, there'll be a second part of this episode with Hayley coming up.
And maybe a
Yeah.
didgeridoo.
Yeah, well, maybe we can get you in, bring the didge then.
Yeah, why not?
That'd be cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm keen for that.
I'm down.
Pretty cool.
All right, brother. Peace out.
Take care.
Big thank you to our sponsors, Dave Gillum at Mustang Print,
Yes.
and also Dazzle Home Loans and Scudley Films.
Yes.
I would also like to say an incredible thank you to all the staff at the Hen House Rehearsal Studios in Osborne Park. Our entire season 1 was built up beautifully, and you guys were always accommodating for us.
Thanks, Hen House.
And yeah, look, we're
And now
growing.
we're
Big things.
just sitting here with our little coffee mugs.
We're independent now.
Yay!
Yeah.
Cheers,
So-
guys.
Cheers.
And I would also like to say a massive thank you to Jared Monk, a good buddy of mine, for making this incredible LED sign for big things coming. Big shout out, brother. Thank you very much. Rock on, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.